Hello, everyone. This is White Wolf, and I really wanted to talk about become your own vision of spirituality and whatever spirit is commanding inside of you, how spirit directs the message, how spirit uses you as a divine instrument. Just allow spirit to use you as a divine instrument of love and light and divinity, and allow yourself to feel the presence of spirit whenever you're becoming omnipresent, simultaneous, everywhere all at once, and allow yourself to just be directed by the whisper of spirit, by the direction of where spirit wants you to go, but also knowing that you're going to go wherever you're needed and wherever you're needed for service, but also allowing spirit to channel through you every single day and be present towards that, so that you're able to see yourself in a much different light, in a much different divinity, in a much different frequency and symmetry within your own journey. So allow spirit to use you as a vision, as prophecy, as a way of emulating source energy and feeling into that vibration of really feeling into your intentions, living inside of your manifestations, feeling as if you can express whatever you want to express in that moment, and knowing that you're collectively connecting to the parallel timelines exactly where you need to be. And you're connecting to all the aspects of yourself that are in different realms, different planes, different universes. So it's allowing spirit to use you as a vehicle, as an instrument, as love, as light and divinity, but also just knowing that you can always change what you're attracting to yourself, but also what you're expressing, what you're putting out there as an astral projection of creation. So when you see yourself just emulating spirit, and sometimes it could be during the day, sometimes it could be during your job, and sometimes it's just holding yourself to a different standard, a different expectancy. But it's not an expectancy of placing everything on outcome over your life, but it's expecting the things that you want out of yourself, the things that you want to carry out of yourself, the things that you want to be led with by your heart. And being led by that divinity is going to help you really connect to everything that wants to become you in that moment. There's a warmth, there's a clarity, there's a self-realization that gives you that distinction that you are really following spirit and that you're listening to the calling that presents itself to you. That you're really listening to everything that you need to listen to, that you're really connecting to everything that you need to connect to in this moment. So it means that you have obedience, it means you have drive, it means you have an ambition to become more than what you are previously here and now. So it's seeing yourself really aligning to the vision, to what you want to become, to what you want to emulate out of this human experience, but also making the most of your experience and seeing how every experience is an ongoing progression of choice of what you want to experience. It's not how you're experiencing it, but it's the distinction of the desire that's attached to the experiences that you have. So that fiery flame and that passion of desire really allows us to be much different and distinct and allows us to be unique with our creation. It allows us to see ourselves in a much different light and allows us to meditate upon the I Am Presence and allowance towards the I Am Presence so that we're able to really see who we want to become in that moment and relax into that version of ourselves that want to be different, that want to be aligned and truthful and honest. So it's kind of like the very thing that we look at sometimes. It's not about trying to have a good day. Sometimes it's just about having a good day, having an active lifestyle, having action within your own life that gives you those choices and decisions and allows you to be empowered to motivate yourself past what you seem as a limitation or a bias or a misaligned truth, but it allows you to see that every experience, you choose to be your own vision of spirituality. You become your own vision of spirit. You become your own illusion of spirit. So in this moment, just allow yourself to be simultaneous. Allow yourself to be omnipresent. Allow yourself to be yourself unapologetically so that you don't have to pretend to be something that you're not. But you can fully be what you want to be in this moment. You can really relax into it and feel it as an activation, feel it as transformation. And you're basically, what you're having is a configuration of the soul, which is an embodiment of light and dark energies, masculine and feminine, inner child, the twin heart, whatever you want to call it. It has many different names. My socks were in the grass. So it's kind of like, in this moment, what do you want to experience? Do you want to be in a complete state of bliss? Do you want to be in a complete state of alignment? Do you want to be in a state where you can be powerful, where you can be of service, where you can shine a light, where there doesn't seem to be a lot of sunshine? So we can be that motivated spark. We can be that generation of energy, but we have to flow with it, and we have to give ourselves to it, and we have to feel in vibrational alignment with what we want to channel and reinforce and become in this moment. So it's kind of like the feeling of not longing for something. You're not waiting for something. You're not being patient for something, but it's just coming towards you. But you're moving towards it as well. So there's a balance of attraction, but also detracting the things that you don't want in your space. So you have the ability to create space so that you can create differently. And you have the ability to change the perspective that's attached to the other belief systems that are not in alignment. So we have the ability to transcend the conditioning, or how we're experiencing, or how we're using our emotions. And we have that distinction to change how we feel in this moment, to make it very powerful, to make it warming, to make it calming, and to just accept the calling here and now to relax. The message is just to relax. But a lot of times we're initiated into not relaxing, into always being stressful 24/7. Even though your soul is always working all the time 24/7, but your physical vessel sometimes wants to do that too. But sometimes you do need to take your foot off the gas and give yourself a moment to gather your will, to gather your freedom. But freedom is not an expression. Freedom is not a concept. But freedom is the willingness to be free and the willingness to do good whenever you can. And sometimes it's hard to be kind, but it's kind of easy at the same time. It's easy to not do your meditative practice. And sometimes it's hard not to do it. But if it was easy, then everybody else would do it. Everybody would go for it. Everybody would align towards it. And everybody would try to do the same thing and not be unique. But the difference is that we're all unique. The difference is that we're all transcendent in our own way. And we're all here to project exactly what we want in this moment. To become an infinite source of creation, but also an oracle that channels the wisdom of its guides, of its higher self. So one of the things that I was getting before I did this message, and there will be some healing energy with this message, is that the very fact that some of us feel like we can't ask for assistance, we can't ask for the wisdom of our guides, and sometimes we feel like we're alone on this planet, even though we've never been alone. Source is never alone. Source is everything. Source is the trees, the guides, the higher self. So Source is never alone, and we're becoming Source manifest in human form. So there's no way that we've ever been alone or ever felt the feeling of it. We just assume that we felt the feeling of being alone. So even when we describe it, we're not really alone. So it means that we have a bandwidth and a motherboard of creation, and literally becoming that vortex of creation and seeing that we have legions of guides, legions of angels, legions of dragons and fairies and other things to help us understand how we can channel the wisdom of those hidden realms, of those entities, and be able to use them as a guide so that we can become a guide ourselves. So that's one of the messages that I was getting very strongly, is that we're here to become a guide. We're here to become love. We're here to become understanding. And we're here to become one that is an ascended master. So aligning to that ascended master sometimes has the ability to change many different ways, in many different ways that you feel it and you know it in your heart, to embrace change always, and to not always feel like you're having the same experience, but sometimes you'll be tired of any physical experience because it's not the same as having every experience all at once. So we're embracing absolute reality. We're embracing the enlightened state of purification and learning how to completely just enjoy. It's better to enjoy than to expect that you're going to control everything or expect that you're going to do all these other things to make this better. But when we lose expectation of outcome, of even existing, of even feeling like we have to do it physically, now we're becoming a magnet and a compass of morality. We're becoming a compass of spirituality. No matter which direction we go, it can point us this direction and that direction, but that's the obedience and aligning to Spirit and trusting Spirit fully so that you have that conviction within your faith of knowing that Spirit has you in the palm of your hand and really is initiating more states of being out of you, helping you be more interconnected with what you want to create and generate out of yourself. So it's just the ability to see that. It's the ability to have that distinction of knowing it, of really knowing who you are in this moment and not negating it, not going against it, but really fluctuating through the power and the energy and the source of creation within yourself. So it's the ability to see yourself. To see yourself for who you really are, not for what you're not for your expectations or your unworthiness or your belief systems, but it's seeing yourself as a reality, as a realm, as a creation, as God manifested in human form. But that does not mean that you're not a guide either. So you're a guide, you are a God, you are an illusion, and you are energy. So seeing that distinction, seeing that understanding of that will help you kind of release the idea or identification of a mind, a body, or a spirit, because it encompasses oneness. It encompasses all. It encompasses you becoming more aligned to your mind and your body and your spirit. So it kind of dissolves any illusion or attachment or form to being a person anymore. So it doesn't mean that you lose your humanity. It just means that you're more connected actually to your humanity and how most human beings are supposed to be when you are more aligned and integrated. So I think the simple message here is just be who the fuck you want to be. If you want to be a knight in shining armor, be a knight in shining armor. If you want to be a superhero, be a superhero. Use that inner child to the best of your ability and have imagination to no limitations, no boundaries, no stopping points, no walls. If you don't put any obstacles or problems or banana peels, I can list like 700 different things, but they all mean the same thing. They all have a great meaning and a great distinction over who you are and what you want to channel and reinforce. So I think it's the understanding of like, do I want to be a part of something that generates more? It's not it is what it is, but it's what it could be more always. So a lot of people are like, oh, it is what it is, and it's just going to stay the same. It's never going to change. My meditations will never get better. But if it's what it could be more, then you're seeing, oh, I can improve in this area. I can transcend this area of my life. Oh, I can get past this. And it shows you that you're not locked in a category or a box or chained to a specific energy, but your energy always changes, and there's an ongoing purification and progression and emulation of energy. So it's aligning to the vision until the vision becomes who you are and living inside of that manifestation of intention. And then that empowerment and that truth and that wisdom and the willingness to do good, to be positive, to be a genuine source of energy and leading by transcendent reason will help you purify your state of being, purify who you are, but purify everything that you need to become in that moment. So it's kind of like the understanding of, it's not about being like the most perfect or the most best, the most well-trained, but it's being who you are and demonstrating that the best that you can and being honorable no matter what you're doing. So a lot of people have 9-to-5s and they do meditation and they're just a good person. They just do what they need to do. They do what they're led by. And that's fine. That's perfectly normal. But I think the one thing that we do in the spiritual community is that we think we have to be an enlightened person. But enlightenment comes in so many forms, so you can't really pinpoint what is more or what is less. So now you understand that it's based in actual truth, actual distinction of resonance, distinction of experience, distinction of a meditative state that supersedes all understanding. So everybody has their own secret of secrets. Everybody has their own mudras, has their own energy, has their own understanding of alignment, of who they are. So be that alignment, and then choose to be that always. You're always already free all the time. You just don't think you are. But because you think and assume yourself to be something, then that is not allowing you to mold and gel into the illusion that you want to become. You want to be able to use the power of will, the power of distinction, the power of change, to be able to purify the state of being that you want to become, and really be deliberate in your creation. Meaning deliberate by a snap of a finger that this is mine, this is my desire, this is my passion, this is my fire that I bring with me wherever I go. And it's unmatched compared to anybody else's. But that's not like you putting someone down or having like a big boastful ego about it, but it means that you're confident enough to show up to your life as if you're meant to be there. So if you're leading with this, just allow how spirit, no matter if you channel, no matter if you read people, no matter if you connect with loved ones on the other side, allow your gift to be a divine instrument and a way to bring your calling into the forefront, but also be able to help people and help them mold back into the metamorphosis of that shapeshifter that wants to become them. So we're all just shape-shifting into our realignment. We're shape-shifting into the very thing that we want to become. So it's changing the tide. You don't want to have a rainy day. If you want to have a sunny day, have a sunny day. If you want to have a rainy day, have a rainy day. But just because it's raining and just because it's sunny should not affect what you are or what you're projecting or what you're aligning to. Just because it's snowing does not mean you can not be in bliss. It doesn't mean that it takes you away from your state or totally blocks anything from happening more. So north, east, south, and west, no matter what fucking direction you go, you're still there. You're still aligned. You're still who you are in that moment. It doesn't matter if it's spaghetti. It doesn't matter if it's Greek. It doesn't matter what it is. It's still enlightenment. It's still God. So inclusion is exclusion. Subtraction is addition. And multiplicity turns into acceleration. So no matter how much you want to purify and multiply and come back into, everything will redesign itself, realign itself, and have a sense of recalibration. But we have to relax into it and hold steady in that grounded, purified state of understanding, of love, wisdom, grace, alignment, and wanting to channel that with your heart's divinity. And allowing yourself to never sway from that, never go against it, but just make sure that it's present and that it's purified and that there's a reason to do the things that you're doing. So we're going to do some healing energy. We're going to connect really with our Akashic records. You can also look at a video on my TikTok. If you guys want to book private sessions, I do have a private session special. You can check that out on my TikTok. It's 1 hour for $70, an hour and 30 minutes for $140, 2 hours for $200. For psychic readings and appointments at around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be going live doing readings. I hope to see you guys there, but we're going to do healing energy to connect with our past lifetimes and the wisdom of our past lifetimes, and be connected to our guides, and also be connected to Source here and now. A billion light codes are being sent out and reprogramming the DNA, purifying the chakras. We have the Black Panther energy coming in very strongly and deliberately. And as you are connecting, as you are becoming in this moment, we're going to align to the wisdom of the hidden realms, and we're also going to align to the wisdom of our past lifetimes, and connecting fully to our Akashic record so that we are able to reflect the skills, the lessons, and the reflections of our past lifetimes and who we used to be, and integrate them and purify them in this lifetime. So we have 500,000 angels helping me with this healing and activating all of your psychic abilities here and now. Telepathy, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyancy. And now we're going to connect to the masculine, the feminine, and the inner child as a way of connecting to our twin heart. And allowing ourselves to connect with our dragon guides, we're going to connect to the fire dragon to help burn up the lower frequencies, and also Archangel Zadkiel's gold and violet flame dragons for a flame of protection. And we're going to connect to water, the aquamarine dragon from Neptune, allowing us to encompass the water and the vitality that water brings. And creating new dimensional ley lines as the earth and water dragon as well. And resetting any karmic imbalances with Quyen's pink dragon. Now Sasquatch has stepped through. We have a big, beautiful, dark brown Sasquatch. And he's going to help us become interdimensional, be able to morph into the energy that we're supposed to become, and also being able to be a master of illusion and being able to manipulate the energy around us, space and time, appearances, projections, and allowing ourselves to use this as a guidance mechanism. Feel into the power of this alignment. Feel into the power of God's source energy and the great I Am, Archangel's 11 light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I Am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth. And Jesus is helping us connect to our higher self. And we're going to reach ascension to 1,000 levels. Tapping into the sensation of God, the vibration of God, the emulation of God, and the wisdom of the ascended masters. And the one infinite creator Ra is going to finish up this healing, helping us to be psychic atomic energy, to become autonomous knowledge, to channel from our own source, and also to become experimentation with enlightenment. Help us to reinforce the power that we are, and to be a divine channel and a vessel of love, light, and wisdom, of oracles of ascension, oracles of alignment, oracles of Christ consciousness, and allowing ourselves to be fully activated to our guides, our higher self, and our psychic intuition, to be able to become the prophetic nature and God manifested in human form, so that we can help this planet become more in sync with this vibration. Have the best manifestations, have the best lives, relationships, jobs, etc., and bringing healing, love, and light, and allowing everyone to become the oracle of their destiny, here and now. Everyone take one last deep breath. And so it is. When I snap my fingers, you'll be fully connected. So that was the healing energy for this live, guys. Thank you guys so much for connecting with me and being a part of this. I will be going live around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. If you want to book private sessions anytime, let me know. Book a time, date, and day, and I'm free most weeks. And I know that New Year's is in a couple of days, so I will be going live tonight, and I think I do have a client after this. So I hope to see you guys there, and thank you guys so much for connecting with this live and being a part of this live. Thank you so much for receiving the healing, and also for just listening to the message. So White Wolf the Oracle on YouTube and Facebook, and also you can check me out on TikTok at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern doing readings and healings for people. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much. God bless, and namaste.